Yeah, glad to have you back on the program. And the gentleman has joined us, Colonel Eng Nwosu, power expert, correct?
Yep. Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
We have so many things to talk to you about. I think the case should start because somebody called in earlier and really gave a really tragic story of how he has just been billed 180,000 for estimated billing in his house in Magodo. He stays in a 3-bedroom flat.
Apartment.
And he has so many stories going on, but let's Dikin take it away.
Okay, it is my own experience. It's not as if I'm sharing someone's experience. Estimated billing used to be 30-something thousand naira. Suddenly, they doubled it, made it 60-something thousand naira. And even though now I think it's now 30-something thousand, but there were about 2-3 months that we paid 60-something thousand naira. And where I stay, just my wife and myself. And most times it's at night, to sleep at night. Because I probably would have gone to the offices, apart from weekend.
No.
Right, that's one. Two, we applied for prepaid meters. 2 apartments had gotten. Till now, one hasn't gotten. Like about 5-6 months or 7 months after. And it's one story to the other. At first, it was like, don't worry, you'll get by the end of this month, we're certain. Later, you will still get. Later, another story is the three phase is no longer available. It's one phase that is available. I actually don't want one phase though. 3 phase is no longer, it's one phase that is available, and that's why. So, and I'm sure that, well, my own billing, 60-something thousand naira, I hear it's small compared to the gentleman that called us, who actually had about 180, and I think another person that she shared had about 400,000 something.
Yes.
Okay, you know, the issue is that in the park sector, the value chain, there is some misunderstandings that are supposed to be addressed, especially this billing issue. Even before now, during the NEPA PSN time, this estimated billing, has been a problem. But the thing is that we, the citizens, sometimes we don't get information. What's the information? There's a market rule document by NEC. That market rule document, there is a billing methodology for people that is in estimated bill. For instance, in your house now, 2 people have meter, you don't have. All you need to do is to try and get what they vent, because estimated bill is not binding. If I give you 180,000, you have to ask, how do you arrive to 180,000? I myself, that I are giving the bill, myself that I believe what I consume is 30,000. Then you come to negotiating table. But because people don't want to negotiate, in fact, the information they don't know, I usually leave. I moved to River Valley Estate. And when I got there, like this billing that was going on in my company, I have to go to the office. And I told them, please, can you do load assessment of my house so that I will know what I'm supposed to consume? For the guy that I gave him 180,000, what he should do is to write them. Come and do load assessment. No, he should write them.
For load assessment.
He should write them. It's not going. You know, all the time will go. When you write them, why are you writing them? That's the procedure. When you write them, come and do load assessment. And make sure you get acknowledgement.
They have done load assessment in my house.
Yes.
And the estimated billing I'm actually talking about is what is given to everybody in my estate.
No, it doesn't mean that they will give it to everybody, because what you use, it's not what this person uses.
Hello,
when they do the
Hello, sir. I repeat again.
Yeah.
The billing in my estate, once they give 30-something thousand naira in my estate, it is given to everybody.
Yes, that is how I say. That's how I live in River Valley. It happens that River Valley championed one of 2 agreements that now we are cool. What is it that normally, if you come to River Valley before now, before the prepaid were given. There are people that are giving 200,000.
I'm telling you.
There are people that are giving 300,000. Some duplex. I think one man has to call me. One man has to call me one day that they gave him 400,000. And I asked him, are you producing anything in the house?
Exactly.
He said no. So what happened is they look at the billing. The billing system is wrong. Because what they do is that, every transformer has a meter. Now, they look at the energy, remove the people that vented, that's the prepaid meter people. Then the remaining, they now divide it as they like. In River Valley, what I asked them is that now, if somebody have vented, say I vent in January, I know that monthly I use 20,000. I vented in January and vented 120,000. That is for 4 months. That is for 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, now, what happens when you are now coming to take bill of February? Mine will still be running. Will you still remember that this man
It's still running.
is still running? So that's the issue. What they are supposed to be doing is to check anybody that are giving estimated bill, the load assessment of the person should be done and give to the person. You can go and confirm with any electrical engineer that whatever they did, because all this lighting system, the socket, there is still standard energy they are supposed to consume. There are standard rating for all of them by NEC. So you give an electrical engineer to be sure that what they gave to you is true. Like what I'm saying when I was River Valley before this thing, what they normally gave me, they were giving me 35, 40,000. Before the prepaid came, I have to go to the office. When I said do a load assessment, I helped them to write my load for them. That was when the BM then was, okay, what do we do? I said, as it is, with this, I'll be paying you 10,000 naira. Because one have to budget. The problem we'll have is that the discos, most of their marketers are former bankers. And they give them target. So they want to meet up with the target. Even the BM and all the people, if you go there and check now, if you check, they're supposed to have some people that have technical knowledge to know if this billing is consumed with what the person is consuming. Because for instance, if you have somebody that is a prepaid meter, you have one service line servicing you guys, and the person is consuming 20,000 in a month, and they are bringing 180,000 because you don't have prepaid meter. The difference is too much. It should hover around that 20,000. That's how it is. But what I will encourage people to do is this. Go to NEC website, download the market rules and procedures. Go to billing methodology. You will see the different issues, how to address this. And if you know, maybe you engage them and they know you have this knowledge, they will follow suit. So that is how it takes.
So, meaning some of these issues can actually be resolved.
Yes.
Start by writing.
Write them. When I said write, get acknowledged that you wrote them. After like 2-3 days, you remind them. You can even go through their customer care. So when you're writing through the customer care, all you need to do is as you're writing through the customer care, copy NEC customer care for them to know. I have gone to represent some people in the NEC office against IE here on this billing issue, so that NEC will see what you are doing. So after 10 days, NEC will step in and this thing will be resolved.
Please, can I ask a question? Okay, so there are different companies that handle this prepaid meter. I found out because I thought it was just one. I thought it was just...
The prepaid issue is that they are registered prepaid providers for different
areas.
For different distribution zone. Like, for instance, people in Ikeja, the dominant one is Mojek. That if you go to Benin now, Benin zone, it might be another person. If you go to, but I have
Prestige, there's Mojek,
but I've tried to advocate. We can't lock it up that way. Let this prepaid meter be satisfied. We'll have so many federal agencies that satisfy what we use. This prepaid meter should be made available for people to go and purchase, because that prepaid meter is the context, and that is the issue. Prepaid meter is the issue of investment not coming to the power sector. Because every investor wants to know when his return of investment is coming. but where that you don't even know the off-takers if they are ready or not to take. Because in everywhere, we estimate that we have, some people will tell you we have 5,000 megawatt, some will tell you 7,000, some people will tell you 12,000. But because the consumers, what do they consume? When you hear all these things, when you hear that the national grid has just attained a peak of 1 hour of 5,225, and before you know it, it drops to 3,500, what it means that the off-takers are not consuming the power. So these are the issues. If everybody is guaranteed prepaid meter, we'll let these commercial issues and face technical issues, because it is so amazing that in this year, 2021, a young graduate that finished in electrical electronics engineering will come to work, and they give him ladder and a brand new Hilux with AC to go and be cutting.
The question I want to ask.
It is very embarrassing. That it doesn't happen anywhere in the world where there is technology you can deploy to do issues of commercial issues.
The question I want to ask, sir, is are variations in the price of kilowatt per unit because residents in Lagos and Abuja seem to be complaining more than residents in other states, because the disparity in prices in the prepaid meter billing is also very, very different. Some people spend 10,000 for 2 months. Some spend 10,000 for 1 day.
Months.
No, 1 day.
1 day, yeah. Some people spend for 1 week. Okay.
So,
the tariff as of now, you call it availability tariff. What is availability tariff? The number of hours you receive determines how much you pay. And again, there is this, in Bank A, they have Bank A tariff. In that Bank A too, there is different categories. You have minimum of 20 hours. There are some people that have minimum of 18 hours per day. There are the premium power people, the people that have bilateral agreement with that. You will see that the people that have bilateral agreement with discos were paying like more of with 2 naira more than the other Bank A customers. Then when you go to Bank B, you see people 16 hours, 14 hours. You go that way to people that have 8 hours per day. So that is how the tariff is now. So it depends where you're falling. So what you checking, in anywhere you're falling, what you'll be checking, are you having that minimum of supply in hours? If you don't have, you have to write so that they will change it from whatever category to what actually you receive. That is what the tariff now is. But we should not be, the issue of tariff in Nigeria have not even, because as it takes now, federal government is still subsidizing the monthly power consumed. I think as of last month, the minister announced that they have decreased from 50 billion to 30 billion based on some performance, the agreement they have with the discos. But let's look at the whole value chain. Why are we having these issues? Because we have to look at it, because sometimes people will say that when you go to America, power is stable. When you go to, yes, all those places, power is stable. But the way we use power, the way we see power in Nigeria is different from the way they see power over the country. In Nigeria, majority of us, 80% of Nigerians believe that power should be responsible of government to give us power for free. But power is not cheap. Although why we are in this state at this time is because of political instability. The last investment before we come to democracy, we are now, was done when Obasanjo was head of state. When Obasanjo was head of state. When IB became and tried to upgrade the Shireru, the dam areas, and do some control units there. But the issue of equipment and infrastructure, we didn't do anything until Obasanjo came back as democratic president and quickly make sure that he put 3 power plants, which is there, and everybody knows when you talk of Geregu, Olorunshogo in Ogun, Geregu in Kogi State, Olorunshogo in Ogun State, and Omotosho in Ondo State. after that, Obasanjo now, before now, how we started developing power in Nigeria is that there was this project office, they called them Niger Dam Authority then. That's the people that built the hydros. While the Electricity Company of Nigeria, ECN, were into daily operation and management of it. So those guys were just for infrastructure development. And now, Obasanjo came and created the NIPP that we're here now, that is Nigeria Integrated Power Project. That power project gave us another 10 power plants. That's why our installed capacity is to 12,000 now. That's some of those power plants you see in the news that they are going for privatization, for efficient running and all that. But to me, what is the efficient running? All you need is to do what? Give everybody the same environment to run. That is the only way we can get the external address.
Amazing.
Because as of today, you will see that some of the power plants are just lying there. In fact, I had a visitor, the man is a Canadian. When he came for an assessment. And when when you see the power plants, he said, are they generating? I said, no. He would just shake his head, I'm angry, why can't the power plant be on? But now we
even have power plants are not being generated.
Yes.
How much more? We even have things that can even generate more power.
Yes, we have power plants that are not generating. You can have 500 megawatt. You have many 500 megawatt power plants that I know in the last 6 months they have not generated 1 megawatt because of one issue or the other. Either gas or green instability is disturbing them. So these are the things. And major problem we have because of recent, I started studying some documents. You know, when we are doing privatization, there was this power sector roadmap document. In that roadmap, what happened is that, okay, give out this generating power plant to the private hand, give the discos to the private hand, then the transmission, government will hold it. And in that document, the government makes sure that what will expand our grid network was in that document yearly to be followed. Then the discos has a performance agreement based on, okay, you have taken over this. Yearly, year out, these are the things we should be getting from you, especially this metering issue. Because then there's something we call ATC and C. There's aggregate technical, commercial, and collection losses. At that, if you go to other countries, you'll be seeing that thing below 10%. But when you come to Nigeria, you see that it's above 40, which means that energy technically is going, commercial is not there, and collection is not there. So how do you now
Merge.
how do you now balance the investment of all that? So these are the performance agreement and expansion. Because if you don't expand, for instance, if you are living in around the Ojodo area or this Ogba and outside, when you look at those cables that fly over, you see that those cables are old. What we expected the discos be doing as they took over was to reinforce, reconduct all those plexes and make sure that they can start the test of time. That is why if you see rainfall, whenever there is rainfall, you see
areas
that
and blackouts.
you have to go because of what?
Okay, sorry. Let's just take a gentleman who is calling from Lagos. Mike, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Glad to have you on our program.
Yeah, the issue of life in Lagos is something else. One, they give you bills according to the way you live. Some areas, they pay low. Some areas, they pay higher. And those things that pay higher, some of them don't stay at home. They work maybe 8 hours, 10 hours. They're like in Ajebule, where they stay at home 24 hours. They have lower bills. I don't know. And even in other states in Nigeria, we pay lower. Like we are paying Port Harcourt, we pay very low.
Wow.
But Lagos is higher. I don't know the kind of Agbero in Lagos called ESA workers. I don't know. It's terrible about that. And nobody saying it. Even Abuja, we don't know. I don't know for Lagos. It's terrible. And our knowledge are not speaking out because of corruption. There's too much about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Sorry, just like you did say, our own estimated billing is about 4,500
My
naira
goodness.
as
The
on a
area,
monthly basis.
Mention the area, just close to the area.
And I
Nearby
pay
is-
30-something thousand naira regularly now. And just like the gentleman did say, I'm
Mike
sure
said
those
these
who
people
live in
live in
where
this
she
area
stays, they
24
are always
hours.
at home 24 hours.
like
We are,
Yaba, Juelegba, those kind of places.
Okay.
Feel like
4, 5, 3, 5.
You know, that is it. You know, there's something they call community billing too.
sorry, we have another person calling from Lagos. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, let me just clarify from the area of this electricity.
Sorry, what's your name, please?
and
Good morning.
My name is Prince Ade Ajayi.
okay,
Oh, a
Prince.
pleasure having you on our program. Good morning, Prince.
Thank you so much, sir. You know, we need to always look at the fundamentals because we're always looking at where we fall, but we don't look at the reason for our falling. When you talk of this electricity, the PACN as of now, the structure there is not privatization nor liberalization. Federal government still hold the whole totality of electricity in Nigeria. They just lease this thing to all these Ikeja and every other thing. The solution for this is for Nigerian people to demand to make sure that the electricity in Nigeria is being removed from exclusive list of the Constitution of Nigeria so that Lagos State will have a power, Ogun State will have power to have their own electricity. Without that, each and every one of us will just be wasting time. I thank God for what is happening to me where I live in Lagos. I enjoy my prepaid meter. Things are going on well.
Congratulations.
Because of this now, you know, our transformer is working well. People are no more using electricity anyhow. You see, these are the things that if we want any development in Nigeria, we must fight for this and make sure that we have removed the electricity from exclusive list.
Thank you.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you.
Your final words.
Okay, now, from what he's saying, nobody is stopping the state governments to invest in power.
That's not what we heard before.
Nobody was stopping them. It's just that they don't understand it. For instance, Azora Power Plant, they call it Azora Edo. It's owned by the Azora, the consortium, and Edo state government. But though, for the discos, I know that federal government has 40% stake. The last time I was on Telefuku, I said that 40% stake should be transferred to the state government because they are the one closer, so that the federal government will concentrate on the grid, that is the transmission company of Nigeria, so that these people, because the transformer you have in your place, it came either two ways, either community development or donation from a government official. Some of this investment, for instance, most of the estate here, you see the Magodo, the River Valley, anywhere you see all this Unity Estate, you can see the infrastructure they have there. It's their personal effort. And it should be good that if the state governments are close, because as it takes now, the only person that can guarantee investment in Nigeria is government.
Okay. Well, there's no doubt about it. It's a subject we'll talk on and on. Thank you so much for coming on our program, Colonel
Thank you so
Nwosu.
much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Right, and that's our bit today on Morning Flight on Love Word Expressions, where we do entertain you beyond borders. Remember, it's hashtag Praise Monday. Hashtag Praise Every Day.
Yeah.
Okay, then. We'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Bye for now.